thank you guys all for coming. It's a wonderful day, and I hope you get a lot out of it, of what our presenters are presenting today. I'm excited for it. And first of all, there's name tags up here. I hope everybody grabbed a program for the day and an agenda for the meeting. There is a $20 charge so that we can cover our costs. So if you want to, Russ was collecting for me, but we got too close to the meeting, everybody was paid up, so it's just sitting there if you want to put yours in there. And so the first thing that we were going to do was introductions, and then Janet Seymour was going to talk. Janet Seymour couldn't make it, so I'll be just reading off what she sent us. And that's going to go a lot faster than Janet doing it, because you guys could ask her questions and she could give you intelligent answers, and I cannot. So what I was thinking is this will probably give us, we'll start a few minutes early. Jim Leary is our first presenter, and when we get through with all this, we'll have him start. That will give us, normally we run these things so tight that there's no break in between, but you'll be able to take a couple minutes break in between times. And if you need to get up and grab something to drink or something to eat, or had several people ask me where the garbage is. It's that box that says, the brown box by the door that says thank you. Bathrooms, in case you don't know, are right over here. And I guess we could just start with introductions. Why don't you start us, Russ?
Russ Hansen from Cushing, Wisconsin, the Sterling Eureka Laketown Historical Society. And I'm cutting it so short to set an example for the rest of you.
You'll get a chance later on to tell us about your museums, but during the meeting.
Roberta Daggy, Webster Research Library.
Mai Schultz, Gwinnett County Historical Society.
It's Webster.
Kathy Schmidt, same as her.
Same as them.
Yeah, please. Go ahead, Doug.
Doug Ripplinger, Cameron.
He's with the Barron County Historical Society.
Cameron and the Pioneer Village.
Bruce Richter, Cameron.
Oh, John Huss, educator here at the Pioneer Village Museum and Prairie Farm.
Mark Doverful, here at Pioneer Village.
Elise.
Kallenbach, here. And part of the village people.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah. Brenna Weston, Polk County Historical Society.
Gloria Doverful, I'm with the Blue Hills Genealogical Society. We're here at the Pioneer Village Museum soon.
Tim Weiss at Clear Lake.
Leah Newman, Bruce.
Mike Newman, Bruce.
Ron Crest, Clear Lake.
Candace Homey, Bloomer, Wisconsin.
Jim Leary, originally from Rice Lake, but UW-Madison. I'm going to give the spiel. So.
I'm Gail Prest, and I kind of snuck in today. I'm with Northwoods and Water of the St. Croix Heritage Area. For some of you here, we're trying to establish a national heritage area in the St. Croix River watershed. So thank you very much for letting me come.
And I'm Tammy Schutz. I'm with the Barron County Historical Society. Okay. I didn't miss anybody. Okay, here's Janet's. She probably asked me this, and I probably should have. I can't remember. Did she ask me to print this?
Yeah, I thought you said you just, so we can print and share it.
Okay. New affiliates this year. The Friends of the Old Village at Waukesha County. Friends of R.D. Heights Building in Bayfield County. The Arnold House at Eastside Farm, Trempealeau County. Promisher, Vernon, Central Wisconsin, Marathon County. Somerset Historical Society at St. Croix County. The Town of Holland Historical Society, Brown County. And the Ashipton Historical Society in Dodge County. Ashipton. Thank you. Okay, and the conference for this next year will be this last conference that we had, she's reporting on that, the 2025 annual conference. Record attendance, it was the 19th year, and there was record attendance, more than 430 attendees, and 45% of those people were there for the first time. Wow. Normally, it seems like must be less than that, but I was thinking around 300. And right when, after the pandemic, that first one, I don't know if there was 100 people there, it was like empty. It represents 208 organizations, 54 Wisconsin counties, and 6 states. So the 20th annual one, you guys are gonna wanna be there for this. It's October 14th to the 16th in Milwaukee. It's at the Hyatt Regency.
What is the one? What are you talking about?
The one,
Wisconsin Historical Society Conference,
Oh, okay.
their annual big conference.
mini grants, the 2026 mini grant program she copied off one that she had written for another group that had met earlier. So it says it will be announced in January. It was announced in January, and the applications for, and it's just for collections care, but if you want to apply for a grant for that, it has to be turned in by May 15th. And they do give preference to ones that haven't ever received it or have not received it anytime recently. I think Russ is an expert at writing that grant and getting it.
Yeah, you know, I had gotten 3 over the years, but now they said that that's pretty much it.
For a while anyway.
Well, I haven't gotten any for the last 3 years, so.
So what Russ was applying for was he was getting equipment that he could share with. Hi, I can't hear you. It was too far.
Late as usual.
So one of the things he's been applying for was equipment to digitize, copy and digitize, right? And then share it with, he did like a lending library type thing, so he shares it with other organizations that want to
You two
borrow it.
can sit together and I'll get another chair. Thank you.
One thing with this too is that they're not requiring a match
Yeah,
this
I'll
year.
grab it. What?
So they're not requiring a match either this year. They got rid of that. Like, because before what it used to be was like you could apply for up to 700, I think, and then you would have to match it. But they're not doing that anymore. So it's a little bit more clean.
Okay, awesome. Any more comments about the mini grants or questions about it? We might know the answer, Brenna might know.
Did you have a list of who got them then? Did you write down who they were?
From last year's? This year's, it isn't, the grant application deadline is May 15th.
So she hasn't.
They posted though, I think on their website, there's a list of like who received it last year. And then they're also really willing to look over your applications as long as you give them a little bit of time. So if you're not sure, or if you like, you know, just want pointers on like kind of finalizing it, they're happy to look it over for you.
And GPT chat is really good at helping you find strong points to make your case. So you can use that.
But it's only $700, and that's just, you know, hardly worth bothering with, right?
Oh, the grant? Okay, History Makers Tour. The Wisconsin History Makers Tour is traveling throughout the state through February 2027. It has a goal of visiting all 72 counties. The tour is a collaboration with local history organizations, libraries, community groups, cultural venues, and other partners. The History Makers Tour has reached about 339,614 people since it launched in the fall of 2023, with a total of 130 community partners engaged in hosting events, speakers, and exhibit installations. So they wanted to thank all of you for, in the Northwest region, for hosting and being partners. But if you haven't had it yet, you know, go on the website and see what it's all about, because you could, you know, add that program for your museum. Making History at 250. Over the next year, the Society will share resources and support collaborative opportunities with affiliates and other community partners as we prepare for the 250th anniversary. The American Association for State and Local History has put together resources that for all local history groups for making history at 250, and then their website is on here. And I'll make a few copies of this for whoever wants to pick it up. You can download the handbook online, and there's a website for that. And they launched a one-stop landing page for state, local, national resources relating to the US 250th commemoration, website for that. Local organizations can submit a form to share their plans and event details, and those submissions will help create a statewide calendar of events so that other people know about your event. And has anybody submitted their events to the, we have not yet, I should get that done, but has anybody done that yet? Submitted what you're doing? And that's something we're going to talk about at the meeting as well. Historical Markers Program. The outreach team facilitated the approval of 14 new historical markers, with 9 of those markers funded by the William G. Pomeroy Foundation. Community granting project totaled $27,470. We're getting one of those up in Rice Lake, so we're kind of excited about that. New Wisconsin History Center. The new History Center is taking shape. Check out construction progress at Home-Wisconsin Historical Museum. You will find the live webcam featured near the bottom of the webpage. Soft opening and grand opening events are scheduled for late 2027, with the facility fully functioning with programs, school tours, and much more in early 2028. 3 long-term galleries, a community gallery, and a temporary exhibit gallery will share Wisconsin's stories. Road America, America's National Park of Speed, is the first featured temporary exhibit, and that'll open in 2028. Media productions will feature community and cultural gatherings and showcase the lands and waters of every region of Wisconsin. Filming will continue through June of 2026. That's actually why Janet couldn't be here. She said they have a lot of deadlines that they're trying to meet for the opening of the new museum. I know it sounds so far out there, but they really are on a real structured time schedule. Does anybody know more about this? Yes.
I'm one of the scholarly advisors for the new History Center, and we've been meeting 2 or 3 years or something like that, and it's been kind of an extraordinary process with the architect, the architects, the exhibit design team, the fantastic staff of the Wisconsin Historical Society, people who are, longtime researchers and scholars from around the state working with different constituencies, and then they've had, as probably some of you know, different listening sessions around the state, and the plans have gone through, like many stages and adjustments, and I really think that what they're going to be coming up with will represent in a deep and rich way the full range of communities and peoples in Wisconsin, and various experiences they've had and issues they've confronted through time over the last, roughly since the 18th century. I guess going forward would be the major focus, but there's a lot that has to do with, well, I don't go on, but it's going to be spectacular. There's a lot of work gone into it, and
So the part you're involved with is the exhibit ideas?
my part, yes, yeah. What they've done, the curatorial team. Well, actually, we've also commented on the space and the design, the exhibit design, but also the content of the exhibit. And we've met numerous times. They send us, massive files to look at with illustrations, and down to the level of particular artifacts that they're going to have in there. The original cheese head or something like that. All sorts of things. But
yeah.
But we've met maybe 3 times a year for about 3 years, and just honing it down, and it's really gonna be spectacular.
Connecting with outreach. Our staff can be of assistance to your local history organization. Please contact us to begin the conversation. Find contact information and resources online at wisconsinhistory.org/localhistory. A new online resource library with a variety of topics relevant to local history organizations is available, and then it tells a website. That's probably something that all of us could use, because I'm always trying to figure out, where do I go to look for this or that? Topics include collections, care and management, sample policies and documents, First Nations resources, and partner resources. In fact, as a group here, we've talked about trying to develop that on our own, so I'm really glad that you did it for us. It's awesome. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen next. We have pizza coming from Domino's, and so I'm gonna be setting up the food, and you guys have a little bit of a break. We'll need to start our meeting. If the food gets here, we'll get it right away, because we can eat while we're having our meeting. We do have more people that are joining us this afternoon that couldn't make it this morning, so it's gonna get a little more crowded. Well, for eating, it'll be fine, because you got both sides of the table to use now, but we might have to figure something out a little different for this afternoon. All right. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else would like to introduce themselves. Yes, I think you guys were just a little bit after the fact, and yeah.
I'm Zach Lash with Colfax Railroad Museum.
Okay.
Okay. And we got a couple others.
Yep.
Ryan and Gary Haley from the Amherst Historical Society.
Okay, and
For Bloomer, I poked the coat back.
so Candace Homey with the Bloomer Historical Society and Museum.
Well, all right, well, that's our roll call. We'll make it really easy, because we'll do updates on your museums kind of towards the end here. We have an agenda. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve it?
Can I modify it first?
No.
Several meetings ago, we said we were not going to do a book.
That's right. Yep,
So we'll cross that out.
Okay. Remove that. Motion? Okay.
Book progress we're thinking of?
Yep.
And what's the other one?
That was it. Yep. So Tim moved. Anybody second?
Look at this.
What? Okay, you guys over there, you said.
And so Amy is taking minutes?
No?
Oh, I'm half taking minutes. Russ is filming it. It's fine. It all goes online anyway. So, all those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. The minutes from the December meeting, so those are actually online. Right, Russ? I should say that.
There's a video of each
Yes.
of our meetings online. Did you know that we have a YouTube channel just for the consortium?
We do.
Yes.
So, those are online. However, if people aren't comfortable voting on the minutes without actually having watched them or previously attended the meetings, we can certainly wait to approve them, but if people are okay with it, we can certainly take a motion to approve them and go on from there. Hey, thanks, Tim. Is there a second? All those in favor? Motion carries. Okay, so, old business, basically just America 250th. I think we were mainly, right, like Russ mentioned, we weren't gonna do a book anymore just because it became like a lot of herding cats, which is fine and understandable. So we were more going to talk about potential ideas for if folks are doing joint events. Tammy, did you want them to hold off on 250th events till we do museum roundups? Would that make more sense? Okay. So, does anybody have any ideas, thoughts, planning processes for anything that might be like a joint event that anybody's considering? Or would anybody consider sharing anything like
A joint event with other museums.
that? With other museums, yeah, or potentially as a consortium. I know our issue with the consortium as a whole is just that we're spread out so very far apart. So a larger consortium-based, event might not necessarily work just because of the geographical distance between people. So. Yes, Russ.
So those of us in Polk County have an opportunity to work together. At the county fair, there's the historic red schoolhouse, and we always try to get all of the 8 active historical societies in Polk County to do something there. So if we wanted to do something together that was related to America's 250th birthday, we could ask Brenna, who's taking that over pretty much, right?
Says what?
Brenna took that over.
I'm gonna pass that right back on to you, Russ.
Yeah, but anyway, so there's an opportunity, and that gets a couple of thousand. The fair gets like 35,000 people, of which a couple thousand, of which maybe half of those are under, kids come through, and so we are planning on genuine, real quills to sign copies of the Declaration of Independence. And we have a guy who says he thinks he knows how to make a quill, actually. That's just a feather. So anyway, that's a chance. And that's all you guys in Polk County should be, and are on the fringes, too, could just well be involved.
I think the biggest thing is, volunteers, because I did 2 days last year of like an 8-hour, like 2 8-hour shifts, and basically all the shifts are just you literally sit in the room for like 4 hours and just hang out, give kids some paints, give them a quill, and give them a piece of paper and let them go nuts for a little while. And the main thing is that people come in there partially because it's air conditioned, so that's a big draw. So if you have something similar like that and you can just throw a window air conditioning in something, that's a huge draw for folks, especially if it's a larger outside event.
Did they keep the quill?
No, mainly just because we don't have that many. So if we have a bunch, then that's something we could consider is letting the kids keep it, but we just don't have
And every time we see a turkey cross the road, we aim for it.
And what's the date?
It is what, the end of July, like
Yeah, the last weekend, last full weekend of July.
Sometime-
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
And it's the first, then August 1st, or Saturday, August 1st.
if that.
Last full weekend must be the week before.
It's usually in the 20s, July 20-somethings, like that, so, yeah. We're also planning, well, I loosely planned it, so one of my researchers thought it would be a really nice idea to do some kind of like self-guided tour for people. Again, this is just a Polk County thing, but this is something you might consider for your area, but it would basically be some kind of like self-guided tour and mainly a cemetery tour. However, it could be expanded to do, kind of specific event type sites or things like that. But we're hoping for folks from different areas to submit, each village kind of to submit maybe 2 to 3 like kind of town founders or like important people from your town.
Did anybody do that?
You did?
I don't know, I said I did, I don't think I did.
Oh wait, yeah, you said you'd do it, I haven't gotten your list yet, but St. Croix Falls did it, I think, obviously Balsam Lake because I'm there, and then I can't remember, there was one other group, I think, that did it, maybe it was Luck. But it basically is just like a few different people who are kind of instrumental in kind of helping build up the town, and then if they're buried in that cemetery, you can kind of have folks go to their grave marker with a little like QR code or some kind of link that people can actually pull up and they can hear kind of a recorded or just a written history of that person and why they're important and things like that. But I'm hoping...
Everybody in the graveyard?
No, it's just like a couple founders because the goal is to get people around Polk County as a whole. So we're hoping to get people in Osceola and Luck and Balsam Lake and Sterling, Eureka, Cushing, things like that, Lake Town. Just to get people to kind of travel around the county. And then I'm hoping to ask each village to contribute funds to actually put up those little QR codes. They're not expensive. expensive, but if the village is willing to contribute, I don't know, $100, $150, depending on how many I need to buy per cemetery, then that way they can kind of also be instrumental in kind of putting it together.
So we identify the person in
Yes.
the grave and.
Yep, and if you can supply any of the information, that's great, otherwise, I mean, we can kind of do it, but if you're a museum, you obviously probably have a lot more information on
I
like.
do wanna be involved with it.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah, and if you remind me, I'll send you another email about what I'm looking for, but, it's a way to get each of, especially as a county museum, there's, like Russ said, there's 8 different active museums in Polk County. So it's a way to get each museum involved, but it's also a way to get village kind of buy-in, because I think a lot of the times, as a county museum, the villages kind of have their own thing going on, or they just don't really think about, the county as a whole, unless it's a, hey, how are we gonna get money, kind of a thing, so if we can get village involvement, that can hopefully create a
That,
little more
in
buy-in.
the rural areas, sometimes it's a church that has the cemetery, or sometimes they're independent, like
Yeah,
the one I'm at, Wolf Creek, it's not in any village,
yeah,
and so if you hit the cemeteries up directly, you
Okay.
might,
okay. Yeah.
And we just did,
Oh, it's kind of interesting.
we did,
I think my granddaughter and I did
Oh, okay,
something
yeah,
when we were messaging back and forth.
Yeah,
just
okay.
sending messages.
yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
So converse.
Yeah.
Every year, it had big cemeteries, a lot of the pioneers were.
She's 7. So she knows.
yeah, for sure. So that's just, that's just a couple things that Polk County is doing, but if anybody has thoughts about their own county or things that you might consider doing across county, especially if you're like close enough, if you kind of border the county line, that's something to consider.
You have plans for being county, well, I take that back.
We not have anything planned yet.
I have a lot of things.
In your head, they're planned in your head right
Nostalgia. We have the weekend pit, we got
now.
we had.
So where are we at?
Moving on, passport program. We still do the passport, I guess that's a question, do people still wanna keep doing it? Cause like, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of updates, I have had, in the 3 years that I've been there, I have had one person come in with a passport and they're like, cool, can I pick something? And I was like, well, you've only done 4 stops, you need to get to like, 6 or something like that. So then I kind of sent them your way, cause I was like, they have a better gift shop. So, I pushed them your way, but, I still maintain it, I still send it out, you guys can still print them and do whatever, but is there an alternative?
I don't know if you guys got the one she sent out this year, but it's,
Yes.
especially for the semi-centennial, anyone remembers that, they strongly recommend keep it going.
Just,
We've had, last year I know we had 2 guys finish it.
Okay.
And we've had one, I think, prior to that, so I think we've had 3 that have completed it. And I think that this would be a great year, especially if we promote it a little more.
Yeah, so I can resend out so that was the other thing, I asked for updates, and I know it was kind of hard, right, because not everybody knew what you were doing for America's 250th, like I understand there's, I think I asked for it like in last September or December, so I understand that that's like, we don't even know like if we're doing anything, let alone what we're doing, but now that we're like actually into 2026 and our next meeting isn't gonna be until June, we'll kind of be well into the museum season by that point, so if you are planning something for America's 250th at your location, whether that's, a party, whether that's, some kind of special lecture series, special tours, anything like that, send them to me and I will create a little pamphlet that's basically a mock-up of our passport program, but it's specific to just this year and when and where each place is doing something. So it's gonna be very specific, so a lot of information is gonna be kind of cut down, because again, there's only so much I can cram into there. So it'll basically just be your location, like your organization, your location, and the date and event. So very simple, very straightforward. And I think you guys are really the only place that charges. So I think I put a note in there that says like everything is free unless otherwise noted. So if you're doing something that does cost money, let me know as well, because otherwise you're gonna get, you know, if I pass this out, people might show up and be like, well, this says it's free. So
the passport is free or not?
the passport is free to print. It's basically just if you have an event that you're doing that you're planning on charging for, you gotta let me know, because otherwise I'm gonna put in there that all of these things are free, and then you could have people show up and get mad because they assumed it was free.
So I don't know, there might be other ones, I'm not sure, but we charge an admission,
Yeah.
so ours is not.
We do too.
Yeah,
And, okay, what's Volleyball does, I'm not sure.
yeah.
So the passport is not free?
The passport itself is totally free. If you are doing an event though,
Passport is something that we print off and we give out.
Yep.
And people, if they go to, how many different?
Six.
Six different museums in the consortium, then they get something for it.
Valuable prize.
Valuable prize.
Print that on there.
But that doesn't mean that coming to your museum is necessarily free, like we charge an admission for people to come in.
Okay, so it's not a free thing that they go around to get?
They just take it around and get stamped off at each
Yeah.
place, and if you make 6 of them,
So it's
You're a
free for
winner.
them to do it, and if they don't come here or to Fort Swallowdown, it's probably, they could do the whole thing for free.
yeah.
Oh.
But if the museum charges an admission, then it's not, so
and
it's up to them.
Barron and Fort both have holes in the fences, so.
Sneaker down.
Thanks, Ross, that's very helpful.
Or you put it.
Well, and I will come back to this because I also have an update for something, but can I borrow your laptop because mine is dead? Can I borrow it to hook it up and show folks eventually?
You can
or
use
is it-
mine.
Oh, cool. It's very, very simple, but we can certainly do that in a minute, but,
I can't remember if mine was here. It's my desktop here.
oh, yeah, yep.
While you're sitting there,
Yes, well, I think the only other thing we were gonna do is very quickly, because is this a museum update?
No.
Oh, okay.
while she's getting that set up, on your table, there's 2 little handouts. I just wanted to show this to you guys. It's an app called Color Pick. And you take a photograph and they will turn it into a coloring page.
Oh, really?
So the one with Jim Leary is obviously one I took today with our group. Okay, and then the other one we did, we went to a school in Cumberland, John and I did. And one of the activities the kids could do was dress up as colonials, because we were doing America 250. And then we took their pictures, and I went to the app and made a color page. And then I sent them to the teacher, and they loved it. I mean, kids love to color themselves, obviously. The app is $30, but I think it's a good investment. And so that might be an activity you can do with kids. You could have like an old-time photo booth here. We're gonna probably do something, very similar to this, and for our America 250 celebration. And then when we are going to the Barron Reading Program kickoff, we're going to do the same thing, but we're gonna do pioneer clothing.
The Barron Library.
Oh, what did I say?
You said the Barron Reading Program. So it is, but it's at the
Oh.
Barron Library.
All right, anyway. What is the name of the app again? It's on the thing, it says Color Pick.
Color Pick.
So if you go to the app store, and they have other coloring apps too, but that was one of the first ones that I saw, and it's very, very easy. You just take the picture, you open the app, they'll ask you to upload your picture, and then there's going to be like 6 selections on the bottom. You can make them more cartoony, they can be more realistic, more detailed, they can be shaded, all kinds of cool stuff. And they're in color, but I shouldn't be black and white, obviously, but super cool. So if you look at the one with Jim, you can see the crowd of you beneath. I mean, how fun is that, guys? So you can make posters and kids love that. So I just wanted to show that to you.
So instead of paying $30, go to an AI program and upload your picture and say, do this.
Or you could, whatever works for you.
Live.
Whatever works for you. I just thought this was.
That's where I did it too.
Yeah.
I think I.
Okay. So yeah, if anybody has updates for the passport itself, like if there's a change in contact information, if you've suddenly moved buildings, your address is different, whatever. If your website changed, all that jazz, let me know and I can update it and I will send out just a new brochure. And specifically, if you have something planned for America's 250th, send that to me probably within the next like month or so, just so I have time to finalize everything, but then send it out so that other folks can start looking it up. It's kind of like that, what Vito has for the Eagle River, you know, it's kind of like just a poster of events, but this one's gonna be more of a brochure of events for all of these different museums.
So if you can do that right away, if you have the date, even if there's details you don't have, they can go to your website and get the details. If you don't have that figured out yet, just needs to get it in so that we can all get it in our museum.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, as limited as possible in terms of details, because not all of those details are gonna make it into there, and everybody's sending me stuff.
So is the 250 celebration just supposed to be around July 4th, or is it supposed to be all the year?
It doesn't have to be, I mean, so Polk County because, or Balsam Lake in particular, because we have like, they've cornered the market on Freedom Fest, like that's when we're planning on doing something. But if your community does like a larger celebration later in the year or earlier in the year, you can certainly incorporate that together, or if you wanna do something special, yeah, it doesn't have to be on the 4th of July, so. It's totally open. So.
Heritage Council?
Yeah.
I mostly told you everything about the Heritage Council earlier when Vito had brought up some things that made me think, but I forgot it was on the agenda. They have, their next meeting is, I wanna say May 7th, might be May 8th, it's a Thursday. I can give you the details on that if you're interested in going to it. It's up at Manitowish Waters at the library from 10 until 12. And then, I don't know what the fall meeting will be, but maybe they'll do what we do and hold it at the mini conference. This will be the first mini conference. I'm on the committee to help plan it, so that's why I knew that John Harry and his wife were going to be speakers of what they were talking about, because I wanted to get them to come here, and then I thought they're coming from too far for us just to give them an hour. So I suggested it for up there. I don't know what the other speakers are yet. We don't have that figured out. But it should be a really good event. If you think you're getting a lot out of this, I think you'll probably get even more out of that. So attend it if you can. And I can't think of anything else that they're doing. They're still doing the tours. They went live with it. They've got a ton of fellowships. So if you guys develop a tour, because like he was talking about, you know, the walking tours, the biking tours, I know that there's even some pontoon tours, whatever it is, those kinds of tours. You get that information and put it on Clio, they can upload it and it will bring people to the area. So power in numbers.
Good. Is anybody doing geocaching things that around their museums or in their areas?
Explain it.
You know what geocaching is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our group at the River Road Ramble a couple of years did geocaching along these different places. So as you went from Grantsburg to St. Croix Falls, you could at certain stops hidden somewhere in the garage sale or whatever it was would be the tag that they were looking for to identify.
So I know that there's a couple here at the museum. We didn't do them, but Izzy found them for us and was telling us about them, but we've never done it. We've talked about doing it, but there's two of them if they're still active here at the Pioneer Village. But I don't know anything about them. The people that made them didn't tell us.
Oh.
I think one thing we probably should have added technically to old business was, so there's the Northern Wisconsin Heritage Council, there's also the Wisconsin Council for Local History, just as a quick update on that. So I was and still am the Northwest representative for the Wisconsin Council for Local History. However, it is not the Wisconsin Council for Local History anymore. They dissolved their 501c3 like nonprofit status, or they're in the process of doing that, because they are now a subcommittee that is part of the Board of Curators with the Wisconsin Historical Society. So the only thing that really changed was at one point in time, the council had 10 representatives from around the state, and now it's down to 6. So my area, I didn't fight because the other person that was on that just said, no, that's fine, she can have it. So I'm still the representative for the Northwestern area, but it goes down pretty much to like Eau Claire, and I think I go like all the way up, I don't know. It goes up a ways. So I encompass a large area, but basically all it is if you have anything that the Wisconsin Historical Society should know, if you want them to be, aware of things that are going on in this part of the state, because let's be honest, Madison doesn't always think of this part of the state. So I am your nice go-to person for complaints, ideas, etc. And I will be that person at least for the next two years, as far as I know. And I think I can do it again and again if I really want to. So I think I can do it up to like 6 years or something like that. So, but yeah, I think I think technically I'm supposed to do a conference this year, or like a Northwestern regional meeting. However, I'm pretty sure I did one early last year, so I think they're still trying to figure out the new rotation of events and meetings and stuff. So when there is a Northwest regional meeting, I will let everybody know. You will all be invited. It's basically just a way to connect with the Wisconsin Historical Society at large. Janet is usually in attendance, as well as Daniel. So it's a way to just get a better idea of what's going on in the larger Wisconsin level, but then you can also share things with them from this part of the state.
We could do that, one of these group meetings, combine it with what she's suggesting.
Yeah. If they suggest that I do another one this year, we could try and tie it in with this, and then get a larger group there too.
That's usually like a half a day.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that's something. And so can I add my update? Can I just move it up real quick? Okay.
Your museum update?
Well, it's basically because we keep talking about events and updates and things going on. And I want you guys to take a look at this. So this is purely for selfish reasons for the most part. However, I was starting to get concerned that I was the only one that had the list of everybody here. I was the only person that had the contact list. I was the only person that kept track of all of this stuff. And so I decided I'm gonna get a grant and I'm gonna get a website together. So I paid somebody to put this together. Welcome to the Northwestern Wisconsin Museum Forums. So basically, I'm not trying to add more to anybody's plate, but this is a new place to share things outside of our meetings. This is a new place to get resources, and this is very bare bones right now. I'm gonna add more stuff as time goes, but I just wanted him to put this together so I can show you what it'll look like. But there's resource links for different grants. There's, it's gonna be weird. So this is just a couple places that we've used. There's also a link to the Wisconsin Historical Society news, it's their newsroom page. So that'll give you updates on what's going on from the state level.
Do you have a website for us?
Yes, so it is Northwestern WI, Wisconsin, museums.com. There's also resource links in terms of, it also links specifically to the Wisconsin Historical Society's, their smaller list of here's what I can learn about and preserving buildings and that kind of page, so you're not sifting through their website to find it. PBS Wisconsin's education page, Recollection Wisconsin's digital readiness stuff. The other thing that I really want to point out too is groups. So if anybody's on Reddit or Discord or any forums like that, this is basically just a forum group. So there's different groups on here. I'll add some more later on as things come up. But if you have an event that your museum's doing and you want to share with everybody, you can post it on events and announcements. Right now it's being weird. But you can basically put a discussion thing in there. You can upload a flyer if you have one. You can see who's joined it, anything like that. And then if there's questions, right? If you find, like we do, oh my gosh, I found a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with Polk County. Well, would any of you guys want it? You know, whether it's a display case or, you know, old documents from a different county. You can post that in there and say, hey, I found this stuff. Is anybody interested in wanting it? It's also a great place to ask questions, right? So if you're sitting there and you're going, well, geez, what the heck am I going to do? I have an event coming up and I can't get volunteers or anything like that. You can post those things. So I'm trying to create it as like an online community that's not just us meeting 4 times a year. It's stuff that can be continuous. You don't have to go on every week. You don't even have to go on at all. But it's an option. I figure that's also a great place for Sarah to post her super cool educational documents as she might complete them. Yeah.
So this is really interesting because I just applied for a grant from Wisconsin Library Service to do a website similar to this, but it's to connect schools, libraries, and museums, and have curriculum on it, and link it to the state education guides, and events that any of us had. This almost, I mean, really similar. I'm wondering if we can link them.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine. I think that'd be great because I still have money left over. This was a lot cheaper than I thought it was, so. P.S. You can use your leftover grant money. You can keep it. You don't have to give it back depending on the grant organization. So, yeah, I have money left over, and so if there's a way for us to combine it, this would be great. The main point was that, yeah, because I'm in this group, I'm in the Northern Wisconsin Heritage Council, I'm on the Wisconsin Council for Local History, and we're, you know, kind of the Polk County Museum, so we also collaborate with a bunch of museums within the county. I started finding it just really difficult to keep track of everything that was going on. Haha, I don't have to do it anymore, kind of. I'm the administrator right now, I am the only administrator. So I'm looking for, what'll happen is basically if you're interested in joining it, I think you just click join the conversation and I'll get like a notification and I can just approve you as you come in.
Is this active already?
Yes, it is active. It went active yesterday, I think. And so I can also send out invites too, so I'll probably send out an invitation at the end of the day or tomorrow to everybody on the listserv, just, you know, so you can join it. Yeah.
Which organization created that website for you?
Oh, it was a group in Amory.
What grant did you use?
I got a grant through the St. Croix Valley Foundation. They were doing a capacity building grant. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, so it's basically like if you want to, you know, build up your volunteer base or build up your staff or marketing or things like that. So I kind of pivoted this into marketing. So, But yeah, there's all sorts of information. There's resource links that will, again, be added as time goes on. This is just a very bare bones type thing right now. But I really wanted to create this, especially as a group, and especially because, yeah, we can start posting things for this group, right? Hey, we have an upcoming meeting. I'll also still send it out to the listserv again. But, you know, hey, there's another meeting for the Northern Wisconsin Heritage Council. Hey, there's the conference for the Wisconsin Historical Society. All of those kinds of things that, yeah, instead of me just constantly trying to do emails back and forth. His name is Jacob, but I can certainly send you his contact information. Yeah. It's just a nice Wix page, and again, I didn't have to build it either because I didn't want to. So, yeah, so I'll send out a link to invite everybody, and then yeah, if you're just on it right now and you click join, I'll get a notification when my computer's charged up, and I can approve everybody to join. And then yeah, I'm the only admin right now, so yet again, it's just me being the police. So if somebody else is interested in helping me just kind of maintain, okay, at least. Just maintain just kind of the background types of things, make sure nobody gets too rowdy in the comment section, things like that. That would be great. But that was the main thing, because so then again, so yes, we were all happy to share events and things like that at these meetings, but sometimes people forget, or sometimes a new event comes up, and you know, you can't necessarily share it with everybody right away, or I don't check my email right away, so then you guys are stuck. So this way you can at least post it online and it'll be there for people to check. So, yeah, there we are.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And yes, I will eventually probably work it with yours, so.
Okay.
And I joined, but I took my thing and didn't get cooked. So.
So I think we had a welcome note for Bloomer.
Oh, I wanted to, actually, it turns out that Candace, that they're not the only new organization that's here today, but Candace, you want to stand up? Candace, she was a good volunteer here for years and years and years, but then a couple of years ago, she decided that she should see if they could get the Bloomer Historical Society doing stuff again, and because they have a building, they have a museum.
Awesome.
So anyways, they've been working on that. I think a couple of her colleagues are going to join her in a little bit. And so I just really wanted to welcome her, but also Gail Press from Northwoods and Waters, which is an initiative for a national heritage area. So she's joining us from St. Paul.
Yep, I'm over in Minnesota, California, so, yeah.
So we'll give you a chance when everybody's gonna talk about their organization and you can talk.
But thank you very much for letting me come here.
And we're happy to have you. And then Herb and Beverly, Sakalak, from the Colfax Railroad Museum. This is their first time to join us as well. All right. Museum updates, let her rip. Okay. Let's just start systematically and go around. So I think that makes Fort Spalabon first. And if you have anything planned for America 250, this is the time we'd like to hear about that too.
No, I don't think so.
No?
We haven't done that yet, no.
Anything new going on? When do you guys open?
We open May,
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Weekend.
Oh,
And we have a big event then, we have a big plant sale going on. And then we have our first breakfast, we do wild rice pancake breakfast for like 4 times a summer. And so our first breakfast will be that weekend. And we have campers.
300 people?
Yeah, we have campers doing the early camping.
are they rendezvous camping or just?
Yeah, rendezvous. So that's I can't remember which one it's called, the
Yeah, me either.
So if you have a canvas tent and like to rendezvous?
if you like rendezvousing, we're the place. We do like 3 major ones every summer. The biggest one is in July, and that's huge.
I don't know what a rendezvous camp is.
It's when they camp in the old-fashioned canvas tents.
Pre-1840.
Yeah, they
Dress
dress
up.
up, they dress up in period clothing, and everything's done outdoors,
And they actually stay there, so they're there for like 3
Yeah.
days or whatever happens.
everybody
Some of them
walks
are a
around
week.
barefoot. It's
It's
big
like
deal.
fur trade stuff, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it is, it's a
We
lot
have
of
one
fun.
here.
Porta potties?
Porta potties.
Porta potties, yeah. But it's a lot of fun, and we have a really good time. A lot of the people that come there are very familiar with each other, so.
Russ, what are you up to?
No,
All of
they're
our
not quite
friends,
done yet. You guys also, all winter long, get together, don't you?
Every
And
Wednesday.
tell Scott what you're doing. Every Wednesday, is it?
Every Wednesday.
Well, you go every Monday, right?
Yeah, except that they, up to the fort, they have their research area, and they get together up there what's the hours?
10 to 3.
10 to 3 on
10 to 3.
Wednesdays, yeah.
And what kind of projects are you working on?
Catherine's got a big one.
Catherine is the key at this point.
Digitizing, she's doing the digitizing.
The photographs.
That's been really good already.
Yeah. And like we mentioned to you before, Russ, it's thanks to you that we got on this digitizing.
This whole idea of, if we do that at Cushing, I'll swing into that. We have every Monday 10 to 2 open year-round, and having one day a week where you come into the museum and you do something, and we have usually anywhere from, once in a while, just me, usually 3 volunteers come in, and then some visitors come in because they know we're open, but just one period of 4 hours a week really gets an awful lot done. It's really quite amazing. We've been doing that for several years now, and then people know we're open all winter long. So like this Monday we had 3 different visitors coming in, and they were looking for, one was looking for research, one wanted to play Frogger on our Apple IIe computer. but anyway, so that the certainly our History Society is, I believe, the smallest one in the whole area that's in this group. We have 2 rooms, 30 members, and 26 years we've been meeting. We have 26 years old, but we're pretty active, and it's quite fun to do that because almost every Monday I assume somebody's going to come in and talk our ear off about local history, so that's quite fun. And anyway, so next.
How are you digitizing your photos?
With the scanner, you mean?
So you're scanning them, okay.
They have a scanner, a camera on a stand,
We wrote a
all
grant.
sorts of things. And yeah.
Clear Lake, we had our monthly meeting yesterday, and I think that we will probably do most of what we do for the 250 as part of Clear Lake's Heritage Days, which is the last full weekend in June. But the thing we're working on currently is working with the elementary school and the principal there, and having all pre-K through 6th graders come for a specific, each grade to a specific exhibit within the museum, so that by the time they finish their 6th grade, they've been there 8 years and have seen 8 different things, and hoping to get them more involved. They're interested in having their parents learn more about our museum. So that's, anything else, Ron?
Well, we kind of talked about maybe using a passport thing where every year that they come, we could stamp it and then build it out like that to a passport thing.
So it's in our planning stage.
And then the cemetery, we're thinking about doing the cemetery.
For Bruce at this time, just tentatively looking at on the 4th of July, do something, a bell ringing thing, or at noon, 4th of July, get all the area churches, plus we have a bell right in our museum that was kind of the original fire bell, and a bell they used at the end of World War I, whatever, we'll ring that, just, people at home or whatever, get the school involved with it. And then we have a Blue Hills Festival the following week, and I know they're talking of some things there, so we'll touch base with them. I know we're gonna be open during that time, and we'll see how that all, we'll jump in there as best we can.
And our season starts the week of Memorial Day. That, probably that Thursday. We have our first meeting
This coming Sunday we meet.
Yeah.
You want to jump? Should we go back and then come back up here later? Oh, okay, Amory, would you like to do it?
Oh, okay. Well, we've been busy. We had to put in a new furnace, but anyway, other than that, we are just, it's at publisher right now. We just did a new book on early Amory pioneers. And we've got about 80 pioneers in that book, so it should be ready in the next week or so. Been busy digitizing photos and enhancing them so that the cracks are out and they're not blurry and they're colored. So we've done a wall display in the back, of the early street scenes of Amory, Wisconsin. So there's about 30 different photographs that we've redone and they're up on the wall. And I'm just waiting for the early businesses in Amory that will go on that wall. I hate photographs in blocks. And so that'll kind of finish that project for photos, because we've done the schools, all the rural schools that came into Amory, the churches, the surrounding communities, and we have a wall of through the years, like every 10 years, what's been going on in Amory. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we got planning walking tours this year, cemetery tours. We're gonna have our second annual golf tournament. And on the 4th of July, we're gonna have a block party. We're gonna block off the street in front of the museum.
We have a Revolutionary War ancestor that we're gonna feature, and so we've got some displays for that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, being this is our second year open, the museum in Bloomer has been sleeping for 20 years. I think everyone kind of passed away. So we had opened it last year and we had to gut it all out and put everything in a van and then make booth and bring it back in. Because it was like a thrift shop before that. You know, there was a lot of stuff in there. So last year was a real growing year. We have plans for this year. We will be in existence for 50 years, so we're having a big celebration on August 1st, which is a Saturday. We're open Saturday and Sunday. And at that time, so far, I'm recruiting musicians to come. We have the school coming over at noon and playing the Star Spangled Banner and so on and so forth, and the Legion putting the flag up. And then we're having a different variety of music. And I'm still looking for someone who can fiddle. And we'll have polka music, because that's very prominent in the Bloomer area. And then we have demonstrations that we want to do. And at that time, we want to draw the younger kids in, so maybe we can get the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts participating in games. And Jim Hansen, who's been a long-time volunteer at the museum here in Barron, he made us some stilts, but he says he's not going to show us how to use them. But
he's 90. He's our best stilt walker that we have.
I know.
Last year he said, "I'm done. I can't do this."
I know, that's what he said. You wore him out. So those are our plans that we are working on right now to, you know, be more prominent in the community than it has been. So
Where are you located?
we're living, we're right outside of, if you take 53 up north, we are located off before New Auburn or Chautauqua. Bloomer's located in there. We're also quite close to Chippewa. So the museum
Where's the museum?
Oh, the museum
No,
is just,
Bloomer.
oh, wow, it's right on, well, see, this has been hidden. It's right off of Main Street. We have signs put up now. We have an old blacksmith shop there that was brought over from Henneman's, and it too had been sleeping quite a while, and the last time someone was in it, they fell through the floor. So, you know, we've been busy doing things like that, and now it's time to share it. You know, where we've got the work done and so on. So I've picked up a few good ideas here that we might be able to implement.
So is it off of Main Street?
It's the end of Main Street there, down more in the industrial part by the meat markets in that area. It's right off of the creek there, but I don't think we're in the floodplain of the St. Croix. But it's like anything, you know, when you start digging into it, there's a lot of history there that's quite amazing. And if we don't bring it to the forefront, it may very well be lost. And you know, I'm getting old enough now that, you know, some of that history is...
You lived it.
Yes, bingo! So anyway, that's it.
So is the building itself historic or old, or?
Well, the building that houses the Historical Museum was constructed in 1976 is when they dedicated it, and it was made by the students at the high school. So there's a plaque in there and so on. So it is a nice sturdy building, and there's been windmill that's been donated, and now, well, I don't wanna bring, well, we're planning on building a barn, a red barn, because you know, pretty soon all those barns will be gone. And you know, I notice it now when the kids come in, they are just so excited about telephones, you know? I mean, you know, they're so used to having a phone in their hand, and you know, what's it doing on the wall, how does it do this and that? And I know that the fella from down in Chippewa, he came to us and he said that when kids come in, they like to desensitize to all of the technology. So, you know, it is good that they can see that. It's, you know, it's like teaching is where it all came from, the first step, and how it all evolved. So that's my story.
Awesome.
So Gail, you wanna go next? We'll come back and get you guys, but Gail?
Yep. Hey, everybody. My name's Gail Prest. I'm board chair this year of Northwoods and Water in the St. Croix Heritage Area. I have some more brochures if you didn't get one. So we are within the St. Croix Valley watershed, which is about 7,700 square miles, 18 counties, 2 states, 144 zip codes. We're much more than just the St. Croix River, but it's the whole watershed. We have we're very small, but we're also very organized. Some of you might know Marty Harding. She's been involved in this for a long time. Our interest is promoting the natural, historic, cultural, and recreational opportunities within the watershed. We want to help organizations such as yours do whatever we can to help you be more successful. We have just finished a St. Croix Valley Foundation planning grant, and we've done surveys and done some one-on-one interviews with folks at little history museums, county history museums, funders, art organizations and things like that about how we can have a higher profile, what do they need from us. We want to become a national historic area, a national heritage area, as does Tammy and your group, and we think that there's room for all of us. Pennsylvania has 6 of them. There's only 62 national heritage areas in the whole United States. There's none in Minnesota or Wisconsin, which is just simply ridiculous. So we're going to work together and get these things done. I'd love to come and talk to your organizations, so please see me afterwards. I'd love to reach out with you, Amory, you guys, and
Clear Lake,
Clear Lake, Polk, yeah. So looking forward to it, and really appreciate coming here. Look at us, look up us on Facebook, sign up for our e-newsletter, and again, I love having coffee, I love coming up and visiting museums. We don't have a physical site, we are not going to compete with you at all. Our dream isn't to take over any of your missions or anything like that, but rather to enhance and get people traveling throughout the watershed and helping people take pride in their community. I think what you're doing here is really unique. I haven't seen this in other sections of our watershed where you're already getting together, so congratulations on that. Lots of good benefits. Thank you.
Pretty much everybody in the room here would be in one of, either in their initiative with the St. Croix watershed or the Red Cedar watershed. The only exception are the Newmans, I'm sorry. I think everybody else is. So, yeah, if you want to get involved in either one, or like she said, we're looking for places to go talk about the Glacier Legacy Heritage Area as well, because we have to have support within the communities in order to move on. So we really need that from you, and I think it'd be a great program for your museums.
Yeah. So I'll be seeing you guys around. Thank you.